Hi, it's Tony from CassetteComeback.com, and I will start this video off regarding brand new cassettes with something that I think we all read on forums and in groups, which goes along the lines of, why don't they make Type 2/Type 4 anymore? I wish someone would make a brand new Type 2/Type 4, and then everyone always descends into, no, the chemicals, we can't use them anymore, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. What I say to you guys that say this is that what you really want? Do you really want a company you've never heard of to create a Type 2 tape that has no provenance in a shell that looks like all the rest of the shells out there? If you do, this is what you're going to end up with, because this is a Type 2 of unknown provenance from Tape Line. Yeah, and it's not great, and yeah, it's got nice green hubs and stuff, but that is not a 1985 XL2, is it? Now, the thing is, we've got the Recording the Masters Fox, and we've got the new NAC FerroMaster C456, and both these are brand new, and these come in the available shells. I'll go into a bit more depth there with this one. This one, music box shell. This looks like a music box shell. It's nicely put together. Yeah, it's nice, but this isn't, like I say, a vintage shell, a vintage top of the line sort of opaque shell, you know, like something you get on like a Denon HD8 from the late 80s. It's not a shell like that. So back to my point. If these came out, now let's just do a little bit of breakdown on these and we'll go through these tapes. The Recording the Masters Fox, I've already done a little video on it and I've lived with it a bit longer since. Perfectly nice tape, perfectly nice shell. Yeah, comes with a nice J card in a shell. The NAC C456 FerroMaster, yes, I've made these cassette comeback ones myself because right now there is no retail version and I didn't want to sell these just as blank tapes, so I've created some little J cards. They're homemade, but hey, you know, you can write your stuff on the back. But the tape itself, you know, I mean, it is this scratched from new. They all came scratched, but it comes in this shell. This is a welded shell. Doesn't scream premium. It screams, you know, well, knockoff tape you bought off the road in the early 90s. But, yeah. But let's break it down a bit. This tape, the Fox, by the time I got it in the UK and I bought a box of 10 with shipping, these worked out at around about £4 each. The NAC C456 I got through a friend, Alan. You know, you're out there watching. Thanks a lot, fella. Much appreciated. And these, you have to buy them in hundreds. They come as they are. No J cards, no stickers, no box. And they're around 96 cents each. So let's make a guess on this. 96 cents each for a box of 100. If you wanted to buy 10, let's say they're going to cost you maybe $1.20 each. Add a J card, add a case, add a sticker. We're up to $2 a piece before shipping. If you're in Europe, at least, if you put the shipping on that, it's going to end up costing you maybe $4 a tape. But either way, these are Type 1 Ferric, and they're racking in between £3 and £4 each. I've gone back to pounds now. So if we take into account that most of these were made for duplication, not to sell to actual you know, enthusiasts at tape, just to, you know, there to quench the need for pre-recorded tapes in the emerging, you know, youth market where it's trendy, then are they going to be using chromes in that market quite as much? No, probably not. They're probably going to use the chromes more for us home tapers. Now, the problem is that us home tapers don't want this. What we're really getting to, and what all these I wish they'd make Type 2 comments back is all about, is that we want classic Type 2s or a brand new whiz-bang formula from one of the big boys in an amazing shell and want it cheap. Because if somebody you've never heard of, say, I don't know, let's just say RTM. Say RTM, who we have heard of, started making the chrome Type 2. If that one's £4, what is their chrome going to be? Because they're not going to sell as many to the duplication business, so it's going to take longer for them to recoup the money. And it'll probably end up, you know, it'll probably look just like this. What's that going to be, £8? Are you going to pay £8 for a chrome tape that looks like that? Or a Type 2, I should say, that looks like that. Really? You're going to pay £8 for that? Because right now, if you go out there, you can get last of the line XL2s, which I've already done a video on, and last of the line SAs, for around £4 each. So you're going to pay double for a cassette that looks like this because it's brand new? I don't think you are. What you want is really the new tapes to affect the price of new old stock tapes, so you can actually buy what you want to buy cheaper. And I've seen it in people's comments. Ha ha, here comes a new NAC tape, bye flippers. No. The Jaguar F-Type is a gorgeous car, beautiful Jaguar. But that has not reduced the price of classic E-types. It doesn't work like that, boys and girls. So harping on that you want a brand new Type 2, be careful what you wish for, because you might end up with something that looks like this and costs about £5 or £6, which you're not going to buy. And that brings me on to another thing. These Foxes I've had in stock now since Christmas, and these FerroMasters I've had in stock for like 3 days, and I'm selling them basically at cost. I never intended to retail these. I bought them because I was curious and I wanted to do some videos on them. So I haven't got lots and I won't be buying more. And you know why I won't be buying more? Because I have sold none of the Fox and a grand total of 2 of these, and I'm selling them basically at my cost. These at $3.99 and these at $2.99 after everything's been taken into account. And no one's bought them. Why? Because there might be a new tape, but they're not a tape from a brand that we hold in high esteem. You might hold the NAC and record the masters in high esteem, but what I mean is they're not from one of the big boys. And they don't look amazing. And they're not particularly cheap. So be careful what you wish for. We've got 2 brand new tapes here, but from what I'm seeing, while I'm still selling plenty of new old stock tapes through my website, I'm not really selling these at all. They're not selling. So you read into that what you want. But anyhow, regardless, let's go on to the meat of this video and what it's all about. So, NAC says that this is a Super Ferric, and it's not just a Super Ferric. This is the best Type 1 tape ever made. And their experts prove it. I mean, yeah, this shell is kind of low rent and welded. If you look, this has been rewound and fast forward, but that tape pack isn't flush. I don't know whether it's play in the shell or whether, this is a first batch. Is the cutting not being done as precise as maybe it should be and it'll get better? I don't know. Yes, this doesn't go around this pin here, and there's been discussions on that, but ultimately I've not found that it actually makes any difference to how the tape plays. And like I say, these are all scratched, these shells, from brand new. They're all in the same place. They're all in this bit as well. That diagonal bit there. But yeah. So that's not an impressive looking cassette. The Fox, like I say, looks a lot better. We've already gone through this. Look at that lovely, nice, tightly packed tape. Lovely and flush. And again, this doesn't go around the guide pin, so what? Screw shell. This is a nicer shell. This is a nice looking tape, but this also costs more. So let's have a play with them head to head. But the thing is that I want to get out of the way is this. NAC is saying the greatest Type 1 ever, and it's a Super Ferric. This we've got to investigate. I think it's time to get the big dog out. Okay, so I know quite a few have been waiting for this video, so thought I'd get the Dragon out and use the Dragon for this one. And yes, my ready to criticise as soon as possible audiophile friends. Yes, one of the world's biggest cassette dealers does have good decks. I mean, I don't know how you broke into my house to see what decks I've got to tell me to buy a decent deck and, then we'll continue. But as I keep saying, I'm not interested in you guys. You guys bore me. You guys really take the fun out of the hobby of audio. I'm into audio because I like listening to music and I like listening to it as good as I can. But I would rather listen to an amazing song, badly recorded and played on a poor deck, than a terrible song recorded perfectly on an amazing deck. That's just me. But I don't feel the need to lord it over people and say, hey, look what I've got. I mean, not being funny, this thing here makes a Type 0 sandpaper tape sound good. So, you know, that's why I don't use it every time. I try and use a variety of decks because each deck has character. Each tape has character. And that's what makes a hobby fun. You audiophile guys, you know, you describe sushi as raw fish with rice. Technically, you're correct, but you're completely missing the point and taking all the fun out of it. Okay, rant over. So, let's set a benchmark. The NAC is a Super Ferric and also the greatest Type 1 ever. So let's set a benchmark with a well-known Super Ferric that we can all agree on, the modern Maxell UR. Some of you are reaching feverishly for the comment button there to point out that that's incorrect. Little joke. No, let's use this. Can we all agree? TDK AR, and this is the latest, freshest one I've got. So let's compare the TDK AR. So let's get a benchmark on it. Spice it up, and let's see where we go. So we're on EX, okay, yep. 120 microsecond, okay, let's spice this up. Right. Okay, the level's pretty flat. Bias is pretty flat, and that's because I'm listening to the source. Right, let's get the bias down. Okay. Okay, let's check the level. The level's a bit up. Okay, tweak the bias a bit. I like to not get the bias quite to zero. I like it just a little bit over it. It's just my own ears. Just my own ears, personal preference. I just think it gets there. Okay. Right, okay, bias is about where I like it. Level just a twinge too high. Okay, we're happy. Bias, level. Okay, goody gumdrops. Okay, let's set this to the middle, start it low, and let's record some music onto this AR. Now, this track that I'm using is one that I've actually composed myself. I just was having a noodle because I like producing music, which I do under the name Villa Rosso. So if you're ever on Spotify or iTunes, look for Villa Rosso, you'll see my one track, but I've got another one there. But yeah, let's use this. I've got plenty of bass in this, and I've got treble in it and mid. So hopefully it should give you a good idea what the tape's capable of. So let's get it recording. And let's play. So we're peaking at about +5 here, which is about right for a Super Ferric. Okay, on to 7. Let's go to the source. Back to the tape. Right, let's really push this. Let's go silly. Okay, that's distorted. Okay, back to the tape. So, yeah. Okay, so we're running that to peaking at 7, round about 5, but that's an AR. That's what that does. That's what it sounds like, and it sounds well. And like I say, if we look at the tape on the AR, you can see it's that dark brown, the sign that this is cobalt doped. Right, So this is calibrated now for the AR. Let's see what it does with the NAC 451. Okay, the level's down on the AR, but what's the bias like compared to an AR? It's a lot lower, so we need to put negative bias on this. So let's just crank it up to the 0. Okay, it's a bit uneven. Okay, let's get the levels. Okay, the level's up, now the bias is well over. Okay, level bias seems about right. Level seems about right. Let's just turn it down a little bit. Okay, we're about there. Okay, let's run. Leave it at the same level. Let's run the same song now with the NAC. Sorry, with the NAC, yeah, NAC, NAC, NAK, NAC and NAC. Listen to the drums. The drums sound a bit distorted. So this is a tape. This is a source. As you can hear, the source has more treble. This is also down a level from the source, even though we maxed it in calibration. Back to the source. Sorry, this is now the tape, not the source. Apologies. This is the source. Back to the tape. Okay, right. That turned out pretty much like I thought. The only reason I've done that is because, like I say, Super Ferric, best Type 1 ever made. No, that doesn't perform as good as a late AR. I doubt it's going to perform as good as a Fuji FR1 Super, or a HFES, or a That's FX, or TX, or a Denon DX4. It's not. Sorry, NAC. It's not. I mean, let's look at this tape. You've got to look at this tape. Let's see if I can see it in the right angle. But it's very brown, light brown, but I don't know if you can see it. No, it's not showing that too well on the camera. But if you look at it, there's lots of like little lines on it that run across it. So no, I'm going to say now this isn't a Super Ferric. But this isn't the point of the test, and it's not going to stop here. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the RTM Fox, which, let's be honest, these two sort of compete together. They're both brand new tapes from different manufacturers. Let's spice up an RTM Fox and run this at levels that you normally would run a Ferric at. So let's just calibrate this one up. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, so this is already calibrated for the NAC, so levels, let's have a look, very similar. The bias though, the bias is a lot lower on the NAC than it is on the Fox. So I've got to turn that down quite considerably for the Fox. Sorry, I have to add bias quite considerably for the Fox. There we go. Okay. That is about right. Okay, let's play that same tune now through the Fox, but let's play it at sensible levels that we would normally run this at, you know, peaking at about +3. That's what you normally want to do with one of these. We'll also put some Dolby on. So, peaking at 3, let's go to the source. Back to the tape. Put a bit of Dolby on just for the fun of it. Let's turn it off. Sorry, I'm not a Dolby fan. Back to the source. Back to the tape. Okay, that is what the Fox does, just playing and recording at regular levels. So let's put the NAC back in, recalibrate the deck for the NAC, and let's try the NAC at these levels, which you would run a non-Super Ferric at. Yeah, bias isn't there. Okay, we're there. Okay, I'm going to leave the recording level the same as I did for the Fox, and we'll play the tune again. And then we can have a listen. Now to the source. And back to the tape. Back to the source. the tape. Okay, let's put a control tape in. And yes, this is a control tape this time. Modern Panggung UR. Okay, let's price it up. Okay, again, this needs not quite as much negative bias as the NAC does. It's probably about the same as the Fox. Okay, let's check the level. Okay, I say we're good to go there. Right, you're probably sick of hearing this now, but let's hear it again on the Common or Garden UR that you can find in Walgreens. Now the source. And back to the tape. Okay, that was the control tape. Most common tape in the world. What do you make of it? Is this tape worth 4 times less than this one? Sonically, just listening to them, blindfolded. Would you say one of these is worth 4 times more than the other? Yeah. I'm not going to give my answer because whatever my answer is wrong. But no, I don't think it is 4 times better. And it's certainly, well, I don't think this is better than the UR. To my ears, sorry and all that, this didn't sound as good as the UR. But everything's about context. Side-by-side comparisons is one thing. So let's bias this up again and let's just listen to it with a new track by itself. And this is another track which I personally have produced with the wonderful vocals of Megan McDuffie, if you've heard of her. And this is going to be out next month. So I'm just going to let you listen to this in its glory and just listen to the tape by itself, without comparing it to anything else, without comparing it to the source, without comparing it to other tapes. Just listen to what the tape can actually do, and that's the important bit. Right. I know I'm going to have to take loads of bias off this because that's how it works. Da-da-da-da-da. You're bored of seeing this as much as I'm bored of doing it. Right. Okay, we're about there. Okay, so, like I said, this is a song that I produced myself, and yeah. So don't tell me that this doesn't sound too good or my ears don't work, because nobody knows how this song should sound more than me, because I wrote, produced and recorded it. So, yeah. This is Villa Rosso featuring Megan McDuffie with Fires in Paradise, been recorded on a NAC 456 FerroMaster cassette. Here we go.
When you've got nothing to say, lying is easy. It's just a game that you play. Money is easy when it's the path that you choose. Hiding is easy when it's your guilt that you lose. I look at the change and wonder why. Oh, all around.
I'm hearing a lot of distortion or dropouts here. I don't know about you. Let's turn it down a bit.
There are fires in paradise,
And it's not the source. That's the source.
You pretend nothing's wrong.
This is a tape.
One question, what are you gonna say on Judgment Day?
Ooh, that didn't sound good. This wasn't pre-planned. Yeah, that wasn't impressive. Oh dear. Okay, so right. I don't want to be down on this cassette. I really don't. I'm glad NAC are out there flying the flag of cassettes. I'm glad that they're duplicating. I'm glad they're getting cassettes out there. I really am. And I want them to continue. However, know your market, NAC. Know your market. Know that if you turn around to people and say this is the greatest type one ever and it's a Super Ferric, the people that are buying these aren't the people who are listening on Crosley decks that pick up a brick in Walmart. The people that are buying these off you are your duplicators, which is fair enough. Or if you do actually retail them, it's people like us. And we're not going to fall for it. I mean, the tape pack just doesn't go smooth at all. I don't know if you can see it here. The tape itself, can you see it there? It's all liney. It's not a Super Ferric. It doesn't take the levels as like an AR does. And, you know, this isn't the first one of these I've recorded. This is just another fresh one out of the box. The last one I recorded of this, I was recording it at like 5 dB on a different deck, and it sounded good. But this one, I wanted to play all of Fires in Paradise for you, but unfortunately, as you heard towards the end, it started to get into a distorted dropout fest. I don't know what to say. These, like I said, the primary market for these are duplication. And if NAC had just turned around and said, got a new Ferric out for duplication purposes, blah, 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 tongue-tied, and it's decent, then I'd have said, yeah, fair enough, good on you. And like I said, it's okay. But the thing is, it goes back to what I was saying at the start. We wanted new tapes. We've got new tapes. I ain't selling any of these, even though I'm selling them at cost. These are decent. I like the Fox better. I mean, look how lovely that pancake is, how lovely and smooth it all is and fits together, and it sounded better as opposed to this one. But the point is that both of these tapes cost considerably more than this one. And personally, my ears, they don't sound any better than this. They really don't. And they certainly don't sound anywhere near as good as this. So be careful what you wish for. All I can say is, as regards these tapes, like I said when I reviewed the Fox, is I'm glad they're being made. We should support them. But the thing is, these are not vintage tapes and they don't perform like the best vintage tapes. These are just decent tapes. Like that's a decent tape. So it's good that they're going to be there, help support them, but you're not going to be blown away with what you're getting for the money. I know these are cheaper, but as we just sort of heard there, that wasn't planned. That really wasn't planned, but this really didn't take it well. So I don't know what I'm concluding on this one, but maybe back to the start when I said, oh, we want chromes, we want Type 2s again. Be careful what you wish for, because out there are still lots of new old stock tapes, and I know it's beneficial for me to say that because I'm a dirty tape flipper, but what I'm saying is, you go onto my store, you can find classic Sonys, classic TDKs for less than £1. And when you compare them to these, the modern tapes, they offer great value for money. So while they're still out there, I don't know what the future for these will be, except for the odd person to try it out because they're curious, or if they're purely just for duplicators. And maybe in the future when new old stocks are all gone, maybe that's when they'll sell. I don't know. I've just got to say that although they're decent, I'm not blown away by them. And that's all it is. But all I can say is, don't listen to me. This is a point of the hobby. Go out and find out for yourself. Get yourself some. You don't have to get them from me. I mean, especially in America, don't get them from me. But find out for yourself. Play, experiment, come to your own conclusions. Like I say, I'm saluting NAC and RTM for making these tapes. RTM, yes, they've said that these are based on an old Agfa BASF formula. They probably are. And they do what they say on the tin. And that's why I like them. They do what they say on the tin. They're a perfectly decent Type 1. But the hyperbole around these, the best Type 1 ever, Super Ferric, sorry, that's lies. Maybe the formula will get better with age. Certainly the shells will, and we'll get nice boxes. But right now as it is, this is... You know, I mean, this is no better than this. That's all I'll say on the matter. But like I say, do try for yourself. So until next time, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll do you another deck. I'll do you another video soon. Bye-bye.